guys, it's Claris. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to swatch and review the polish of the week. So let's get right into it. So I'm going to begin by peeling off these nails, and I can do this because I'm using a special peel off base coat, and I actually made this one myself with some glue and other things. I have a video about that on my channel. So I'm going to remove these and then use some acetone to soak off any little pieces that are still on. And then I'm going to apply a new coat of that peel off base coat to the nails. And this typically takes about 10 minutes or more to dry. It depends how thinly I apply it on. But yes, these are my natural nails. I do have a nail care routine from them on my channel as well, if you're interested in checking that out. When my base coat has dried, I'm going to apply this ridge filling base coat. And what this will do is fill in any ridges or bumps in the nail. And it will also make it thicker so that when I apply the polish, it will be very even and smooth. Okay, so this is the polish I'm going to swatch. It's from Loreal. So first impressions, the bottle is kind of small. It is 0.39 fluid ounces. It's a pretty red polish. It looks like a creme polish, kind of a bright cherry red. And it's called Devil Wears Red, which I don't think is a very nice name for a pretty polish like this. But let's open it up and see what we got. So, it might be kind of hard to catch on camera, but in real life, I do see there might be a little bit of a shimmer or something in there. It might be just too hard to come out at all, but the brush bristles are very straight on the end, and the bristles are kind of long. Not a very wide brush. Now, if you do notice the cap looks kind of busted, it's because I was using some acetone to soak off some nail polish that had gone onto the cap, and it made it look like this, so that's what that's all about. Well, now let's get into the swatch. Wow, really good coverage. I did actually use this nail polish before in a Valentine's Day mani. That's this one right here on my Instagram. But it wasn't really a full swatch, it's just I needed a red on the nail. And that is really good coverage. The brush just is not round at the end in any way, so it does make it a little bit hard to get a nice cuticle line. But let's see when I do the other nails how they turn out. That's why I use things like cleanup brushes. Alright, not that bad. Yeah, I am getting pretty close to the cuticle. I just try challenging myself in that way. And making sure to wrap the tip. Very good coverage again. The formula is not streaky at all. It's super smooth. So let's talk about the price. I did a little looking around. They seem to vary from $6 to $8 a bottle, which is kind of expensive. So I'm very pleased that it is turning out to be such a great polish at that price. And sometimes I like those wide brushes. It makes it easier on my other nails, but on my pinky is when I'm glad that I have a narrow one. Alrighty, so I have polished all the nails. This is really a nice color, really my kind of red. So I'm going to let these dry for 15 minutes. Alrighty, so the nail polish is dry, and that was less than 15 minutes, so that's good. And now we're going to do the second coat. Red isn't always my first color I go for when I'm doing my nails. It is a classic though. I mean, red nails don't really ever go out of style, so. As I mentioned a little bit earlier, I did do a couple of Valentine's Day manis that had red nails in it, and I did like those. But again, this polish is really easy to apply. The brush is very flexible and there's no streaks to worry about. I do like how on this second coat, it's building up a little bit of thickness. Now what I will do here is just do a little bit of cleanup around the nails and then let them dry for another 10 or 15 minutes. Alrighty guys, so the polish is dried, and after that second coat, I think it's really fine. So now let's do top coat. And this top coat is from the dollar store actually. It's not the best top coat I've ever used, but for its price, you can't really beat it. It does dry pretty smooth and reasonably glossy, so I'm happy. I also like that the brush on it is clear so you can tell if you picked up something. Alright, awesome. So let's wait for these to dry and then we'll take a look at the finished result. But because I did use acetone a few times, I'm just going to use my favorite cuticle oil, jojoba oil. I'm going to just drop a few drops onto the brush I used. And I just like using that to apply the oil. That way my hand is not totally covered in oil by the time I'm done. So after that, I'm just going to just gently rub that in. And here are the finished nails. Red nails definitely do make a statement. Do you like red nails? You can vote in the poll I made in the upper right corner. Well, I want to thank you so very much for joining me today and watching me try out a new polish. For my next video, you guys did seem to enjoy my last dipping powder nail art design I did. So I'm going to do another one of those with this holographic dipping powder in my next video. So if you're not a subscriber yet, I would love it if you would. I post nail art videos like this twice a week on Wednesdays and Saturdays. In the meantime, I do have an Instagram page at thepolishqueen15. I post snaps of all my nail art there. And remember that a smile is the prettiest thing you can wear. So I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching with me all the way to the end. I really appreciate that. And have a magical day.